Hello, you're here with the library prof. This is the library. Yay, library. Big library. Look at this great library. Um, and here's the prof. That's me. I teach at Antelope Valley College. Been doing it for 20 years. Teach rhetoric, writing, and critical thinking, literature uh, at the college. And today I want to continue our deep dive into critical thinking by focusing in on coherence, background knowledge, and worldview. So, attending to coherence is important to critical thinking, and therefore, in terms of rhetoric, to the logos, to the rational aspect of your writing. Coherence links background knowledge, the things you think you already know, with incoming data. Take what paleontologists, that is, fossil experts, think they know about the evolution of rabbits. The evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins notes that there should be no fossil rabbits in 500 million year old Cambrian rock strata. Why? Because rabbits hadn't evolved until much later. What we would recognize as a rabbit-like mammal does not appear in the fossil record until the Eocene, which spans from 55 to 33 million years ago. But were a rabbit fossil to be found in Cambrian strata, you would be cognitively dissonant. That is, you would be believing two apparently contradictory things at the same time. If you went on to believe in the current narrative of animal evolution anyway. A rabbit in the Cambrian strata would function, to use philosopher of science Karl Popper's term loosely, as a falsification of the theory of evolution, at least as currently conceived. So if you're being fully coherent, it means that you're being consistent. Your ideas and actions are in harmony with themselves and appear to have a natural fit with reality, that is, the data of reality. But no individual, group, or institution is ever wholly consistent in logic, professed ideals, or relation to reality. And this makes for opportunities to raise issues of coherence in writing and argumentation, such as a question like the following: does a new claim you are being asked to believe cohere with what you already think you know, your background knowledge? If it doesn't, something has to give, either the new claim or the background knowledge. Likewise with values. If you profess to be a libertarian, that is, if you believe in individual liberty as the highest human value, yet you also oppose marijuana legalization, you're susceptible to the accusation of being incoherent and hypocritical. Coherence needn't be an all or nothing deal. A writing teacher who passionately advocates writing, yet rarely writes herself, is incoherent, not as to logic or background knowledge, but surrounding her values. Yet she is not entirely incoherent, for she does write a little. So coherence needn't be all black or white in all contexts, but can be grayscale, where a person is partly rather than wholly coherent, or coherent in one respect to a thing but not in another. Coherence can also expose oversimplification, where a person is coherent at a surface level, but the coherence dissolves under scrutiny. For example, you might tell a friend that you saw her sister eating a hamburger at a science fiction film, but then she informs you that her sister is a vegan and hates science fiction. The surface level plausibility of what you believe now appears to be incoherent with what you've just learned. That is, you've seen something, but maybe you're incorrect. The incoming data that your friend's sister doesn't eat meat and hates sci-fi is creating incoherence for you, an incoherence. It may have happened. There's just something that needs explaining. Either your background knowledge needs to be updated, or what you took to be new data is not as it appears. There is also the matter of logical possibility in relation to coherence. For example, penguins don't fly, but strictly speaking, it is not logically incoherent to say that you saw a penguin in flight outside of your plane window. What would be logically incoherent is if you said that you either saw the same penguin out of the left and right window of your plane at the same time, or that you both saw and didn't see the penguin at the same time. As with the claim of seeing a married bachelor, these claims are logically incoherent statements. But simply claiming that you saw a penguin flying outside your plane window is not logically incoherent. It does not accord with what we know of penguins scientifically, so you must have misidentified the bird. But it is not logically incoherent. Such a bizarre event, though vanishingly implausible, indeed unbelievable, can be imagined in the mind's eye. A penguin flying alongside a plane. A cartoonist could draw such a scene, so it's not logically impossible. And if it's not logically impossible, then you may have to evaluate the claim's coherence via other criteria, whether it's physically or technologically possible. Attending to logical possibility is therefore another route by which one might check for coherence. In attending closely to a matter and evaluating it, one might check for coherence at numerous levels. So if this helps you process the concept of coherence and whether things are logically coherent or scientifically coherent, technologically coherent, physically coherent, in terms of ethics, if things are ethically coherent and you're not being hypocritical about something, coherence is a thing to pay close attention to in writing and in critical thinking. How coherent are you being in the claims you're making, and what supports those claims? If this has been helpful to you, give me a thumbs up after this YouTube video. And in the meantime, this is the library prof checking out till next time.